though. No matter what happens, it's going to be a tragedy. It's going to be exciting, to say the very least. Do you expect anything different, character flips, or anything wild?
No, not really. Just
2,
because once you get to a certain
one.
point of bracket, like you're this far, you're top 8. You know, it's like you really are just kind of locking in on the strategy that you brought to the table, and you're here to just refine it, right? It's kind of too late now to start trying new things unless your back is really forced against the wall and you feel like you have no other options. But I mean, you're taking a look at the legend picks in front of us, right? We have the double Kaya, of course, and then you know, Marky, we've actually seen kind of swap a little bit. We saw a little bit of Mordex earlier, and then, you know, Onyx, of course, I think is the staple that we're going to start with, and it makes sense to me.
I think an unfortunate thing is this is the team comp that did knock him down into the elimination side of things. I think one of the things that they got to be careful about is specifically Zen. Like, if Zen plays the way Fakey did earlier, just kind of beating out both blue team members in the offstage, I think they're going to struggle a little bit. It's going to be Hideaway to get the first one with that sider. Ooh, he disengages. Expected Hideaway to come in and try to interrupt that recovery.
Yeah, no, I mean, even thinking back to that set that they had with Godly and Fakey earlier on, right, ended up being a thing where toward, you know, game 3 of that, Futurebubble really started carrying a lot of weight as far as the damage went. They were able to kind of pick apart Marckiemoo, and it didn't look great once that dismantling happened. But this time around, we're doing way better. We're keeping the game pretty close here. I mean, Zen and Hideaway do have a slight... I'm not even going to finish my sentence because things have been brought right back to even. That's the kind of gameplay we like to see.
Yeah, what a deep chase that came out from Marckiemoo throughout the weapon toss, chased after, hit that pickup recovery, comes back up onto the stage. I like that he got that sidelight there, but Futurebubble got caught up in things as well, so I think he wanted to stop that damage build.
Nice, I like the sidelight. Ooh, and the N-Sig, the perfect arrow bullseye. It's going to be 2 for Zen right there, picking those up. And now just like that, Marckiemoo and Futurebubble are on the back foot. Not a great start thus far, but I'm hoping they'll be able to answer back here. Let's see if they got it in them.
That's just insane to me, like how early those signatures were KOing for Zen. Like that down signature and that neutral signature felt like incredibly optimal.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, right? It's like the KO range is just like, could that have knocked out any earlier, right? Like, you really find yourself questioning. That's just how good Zen and Hideaway are. And another neutral sig landing right there for Zen. So tough for Marckiemoo and Futurebubble. They haven't had a moment where they've been able to break away at all. Another neutral sig from Zen. Just absolutely looking like Legolas on the sticks. The arrows are always finding their mark.
No dwarves to have to compare damage against or anything. There's the setup, there's the KO. You see Hideaway getting in position, and it's going to be Zen to finish it off. Red team with a convincing win.
Man, what is going on, Duke? I feel like the last things that we've gotten to see, us personally...
Are we a curse?
It might be us, dude. It might be us, because the last few games we've gotten to see between Marckiemoo and Futurebubble have just unfortunately not been able to go their way. But not even that, when I'm watching the way that they're being taken apart, it feels kind of brutal, you know? I'm kind of hoping, wishing, wanting for some closer games, but you can't ignore how pinpoint Zen was in that game, right? You were saying before we hopped in, if Zen starts playing the way that Fakey was, then things might be a little bit difficult. And who's to say if that's necessarily the case, whether he's playing like Fakey or Zen's just playing like Zen? Either way, it's proving too much to be for Marckiemoo and Futurebubble to deal with thus far.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to put out 680 damage in that last game, only took 322. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on Marckiemoo, who only put up 297 damage. He's been struggling really hard to get that damage built up, but when he does, that's when you see this blue team shine.
Have another opportunity here to maybe bring things back a little bit. I mean, great start thus far from Marckiemoo and Futurebubble. The first stock's going to be taken off of Hideaway as well. That's what we like to see, a nice response. Marckiemoo's going to try to get the edge guard, and the side air on the sweat beast. That's what I'm talking about. Marckiemoo and Futurebubble are showing signs of life.
Starting to find that rhythm and that pacing against this red team. Marckiemoo immediately trying to get this edge guard. You can see Hideaway's in position. Holy, Zen went so far to the right side, but it was all a bait, and that's going to be a double to clean things up.
Yeah, and I respect Marckiemoo going so deep off stage to try to secure that edge guard, right? You're up a stock. It's okay that you ended up losing it in that exchange because the risk reward definitely in your favor if you were able to get some kind of cheesy turnaround there, but unfortunately not going to work for them in that circumstance. And now we have ourselves a really tight game here.
Oh, but a tough spot for Futurebubble as he's not picked up a weapon in the last 30 seconds. Hideaway doing a really good job edge guarding, but didn't find that final down air, and that's going to be Futurebubble who sneaks up onto the stage to pick up the bow.
Falling in air is going to come out. Zen's not going to get punched for that side light, which a bit of a rare miss, I think, from Marckiemoo and Futurebubble. But so far, I mean, we're kind of right back into the game. Someone's trying to get an inch here. Nice little conversion on the red team to get a bit of a juggle toward the top onto Marckiemoo. Marky trying to go for a route to the down stick. It's not going to work. And see Zen catches, I believe, a side signature there to secure a knockout on a Futurebubble.
That was a really interesting decision there from Zen. Marckiemoo actually whiffed a down signature on his cannon, and Zen took that opportunity to swing towards Futurebubble, knowing he wasn't going to get punished. That recovery not quite enough to take out Marckiemoo.
Nice.
Nice follow-up there.
Yeah, Futurebubble doing a good job of kind of getting the hits when they matter right now, and that's the conversion as well. You see the D-Light into the, I believe, the ground pound there on the spear, but it's not going to connect into a knockout, but still great damage nonetheless. And now the stock's starting to fly. It is going to be the blue team that's behind here, though, as Zen still is holding on to that penultimate stock.
You can see them trying to take out Futurebubble, at least add up some more damage so they've got an advantage going into these final stocks.
Oh. Man, there was a moment there. I saw the dodge get ripped away, and I was like, oh, can the blue team convert? But one hit is all they were able to secure for that exchange. And now we have, you know, last stock situation for everyone involved. Blue team's going to need this.
Marckiemoo with a risky side air, Zen able to punish it on the right side. Almost got an edge guard situation because Hideaway could have blocked out, but uh-oh, that could be bad. That could be real bad. Getting split up here. The Sig's starting to fly from Zen. He's going to get the first one with the down Sig, and neutral Sig immediately connects.
Yeah, it's starting to look rough here for Marckiemoo. Has to do 2v1 all by himself and has so much damage racked up. No one on the red team is quite in the KO range as well. Needs to get someone off stage and then maybe attempt to ground pound them. But no, can't even think about that because now there is no weapon in hand. Marky manages to pick up a pair of gauntlets. He's in a hopper suit, but then yet again, it's like his Kaya has a red dot laser sight on her bow. He is not missing with these neutral Sigs.
Is so incredibly accurate. He's going to make a montage with how much neutral signatures he is connecting. In the last game, he had a 55% accuracy on his 11 signatures thrown out. I'm expecting similar numbers once it updates over here. Actually, I think it might have just updated. Yeah, similar numbers here.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, right? I mean, much better game 2 for Marckiemoo and Futurebubble. Able to make it look a lot more competitive. Things came down to the final stock situation, and then the blue team ended up losing their member first, right? So, okay, all things considered, there have been some adaptations made across the set, but now we're down to potentially the last game. What do you notice, dude?
This feels like a salt pick on the side of Marckiemoo, going to the Taros in response, just because that's what they've been losing out to, right? The Kaya Taroses have just been a monster to this team of Marckiemoo and Futurebubble.
Listen, I'm here to respect it. If you can't beat them, join them, right? Everyone's been talking about, man, the bull is something fierce right now. El Toro Fuerte, right? They have to slow down this, somehow stop it, right? And I think this is the way to do it. You know, if you keep losing to it, you got the same character select screen, dog. I get it. I get it.
Comes down to who is piloting the airplane here, who's going to be able to get those hits. Marckiemoo struggling to find that stop, which you said earlier is pretty critical. It's going to be Hideaway who finds the first one, stop side air, and Marckiemoo got launched to the left side by Zen.
Okay, but on the other side of things, right now that you do have that Taros, you do have explosiveness in your corner in a different way if you get a chance to play that is, as Marckiemoo ends up losing that first stock. And we're looking at both members of Team Red still sitting healthy on their first, and Futurebubble can't get there to help Marky. And Marky, you need to hold on to the stock. You got to be careful playing up the corner like this. Potential spikes from the recovery, and that might be a double. Nice. Get the ground pound cleanup for Marckiemoo, and we're able to get a clean slate here, you know, for the blue team to go ahead and kind of keep things even. But still, I need to see a lead, Duke. I need to see a lead because right now Zen and Hideaway are playing so consistent, so pinpoint, especially Zen with the way that he's able to land some of these juicier punishes.
For sure, close is not good enough for this blue team. They have to have a lead, but they're not going to get it as the side stick connects on the left side from Hideaway. Looks like they're going to try to take down Futurebubble. Sig's not quite connecting, but they've already got him hurting.
Oh, you can already see it here. I mean, Marky down to the final stock. Goes ahead and hits Futurebubble with the side air. This kind of feels like the blue team's starting to crumble a little bit as their synergy begins to dissipate and maybe hope begins to fade. I'm hoping Marky almost falling prey to wall slip there. Can they lock it in for this last potential stock of their CEO mid-season life?
I know, these are their tournament stocks here. This is the elimination side. There's no room here, and they're already down 2 stocks to the 4 of the red
Oh,
team.
no.
Futurebubble's gonna miss the ground pound. He doesn't have the movement. The dare to save him, but they both fall, and that's gonna be Zen and Hideaway taking it away 3-0.
I mean, the proof was in the pudding, right? We were talking about the numbers, and they've encountered each other before. Not many times, but it has happened before. And when it did, it was not in the favor of Marckiemoo and Futurebubble. So now we have another point, another piece of data to add to the plot to say that might just be one of the tougher matchups for them. They're going to have to lab it out. They're going to have to figure out what works, or maybe they'll just wait to see if Terrace gets some changes and run it back then.
Hope for